All right. Just obviously, really great opportunity for us to go play at Kansas State, team from the Big 12. Obviously, a team that's already played Wisconsin from the Big 10 and beat them at their place, although it was kind of a neutral court, really. It was in the baseball field. It's kind of, again, more of they're going to give us a little more challenges in different ways. Like, they like to press. We haven't seen a lot of press this year yet. So, again, it's another opportunity for us to really grow.
And what specific challenges might they present that you haven't seen yet this year?
Yeah, like the press. Yep. The press is something we haven't seen yet this year that we've had to really prepare for. And then half their shots are threes. They do a great job of driving and pitching, and so we can't give them those type of open threes. And also, they're pretty good in transition, and they'll go to a 5-out in transition, and we're prepared for that too.
In seeing them, they look like the guards really like to take it inside. Dribble drive, and then the kick, because that's...
That's exactly it. That's how they get all those threes, is really off penetration, help comes, pitch for the open three. So we have to be careful of that and not allow them to have those. Again, half of their shots are threes, so we'd like to limit that a little bit.
And how maybe specifically do you practice for that? Is that just a point of emphasis? Are you working on like your own stuff, or are you preparing specifically for that sort of offense?
We do both. We work on ourselves, and then we work on our opponent that's coming up. So yeah, we have our gray squad of guys that emulate Kansas State, so we can work on that.
I'm sure you have, but have you addressed the free throw thing, and what sort of things can you do in practice that can simulate the pressure of a game situation?
Yeah. We haven't harped on it. We talked about it a little bit on Monday, but we haven't, it's not something that we like. Sometimes when you talk about it so much, it almost makes it a bigger elephant in the room. So basically, we talked about it a little bit. We said, hey, if we would have made our normal percentage of free throws, we probably wouldn't go to overtime. But all we can do is work on them. We work on them in practice every day, but, there's a possibility I could try to create more pressure situations for them in those situations.
For any of you guys, maybe what can you learn from a game that close or this earlier in the year, and especially getting the win in a game like that?
Yeah, I think it showed, obviously that we have a lot of older players on our team. I think we kind of showed our maturity. I don't know in the past if we would have came out with the win there. I think getting that experience of playing in overtime will be huge for us, because obviously down the stretch we're going to have a lot of really, really close games, and probably more than likely going to be put into a lot of those situations again. So I think that's the biggest thing, and then obviously just the crowd, the noise, getting to play in front of that environment. That's what it's going to be like all year long. People to love to watch our team. So no matter if we're on the road or we're at home, it's going to be loud. It's going to be crazy, but that's what you want. You want people to come support women's basketball. So we're ready for that, and it's exciting more than anything.
For the players, I know you guys are really busy and your time is at a minimum, but do you watch other games on TV? For example, Ohio State has played a couple of times, Indiana played, UConn played. These are teams you're going to see.
Yeah, we
watch.
that's what I do in our free time. Me and Kate are probably like the two biggest basketball nerds on the team, I would say. We really love watching. Whether it's we watched all the really good men's games on last night too. We love men's and women's basketball, but we watched UConn because we know there's a chance we'll play them. We watched Iowa State. We've watched, who else? Indiana, Ohio State, Ohio State versus Tennessee, Indiana versus Tennessee. So yeah, you're very familiar with those teams, so it's almost kind of fun to watch in a way. But yeah, we love women's basketball, so whenever it's on TV, when it's on ESPN, or we got ESPN Plus, we subscribe to all those too. But we love watching, especially teams you're very familiar with and you're going to get matched up with in the future.
Is that okay with you, Lucy, if they're watching them?
Oh, yeah, I think they need to watch more basketball, I think sometimes we don't watch enough basketball. We don't know the game well enough, so I love it when our players are watching the game.
Caitlin, how was the hometown crowd for you against Wake?
I thought it was awesome. I thought, the area really, really showed out. I think, it felt like a lot of the Hawk fans were up at the top of the bowl, but at one point the whole arena was chanting, "Let's go Hawks," and to have that on the road, I think that, says a lot about, the Hawkeye fans in Des Moines, but I think there was a ton that even traveled from places other than that. So I think it shows the excitement around our team, but even just the excitement of like women's basketball in our state. There's 4 really, really good programs, and they all play each other, and they really challenge each other. And I think, the state of Iowa sometimes gets overlooked for the players they produce, but there's a lot of talent in this state. A lot of people come to play in this state. So I think it's just good for the game. Those are the type of environments we want to create. And I'm sure when we play UNI and Iowa State, it's going to be the exact same here on our home floor.
When you watch the games on TV, do you mute it? Do you just sort of analyze it yourself? Or do you listen to what the TV people say?
We listen.
Yeah.
We listen, but honestly, I think
We try to guess who the
Yeah.
announcers are sometimes because
I
we know them pretty well.
I know it's fun. I
Yeah.
know I want to be a coach one day, so I like watching and scouting, and I love watching film. That's something I really enjoy to do. And Caitlin knows the game so well, so we like to hear what the announcers say and this and that. But I don't know. It's fun for us.
Analyze certain, how they're.
We know, we'll be like, oh, that's that one play that they
Yeah.
ran against us last year. We're like, oh, we need to know that for this year.
Yeah.
Put in some new plays, back screen plays and stuff.
Sometimes we'll see people steal some of our plays.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fun, but no, it's just fun to watch. I love
Yeah.
watching women's basketball, and I think, obviously we're older, so we're very familiar with even teams that we have never played. But even like the Tennessee game, we still have a connection to Tennessee because Zion Sanders, who used to play here, she was here my freshman year. She's now a GA there, so it's kind of fun rooting for her, and kind of seeing her, do that. We're always looking for her on the bench when we can, but it's just when you're a Hawk, you're always a Hawk, and we still text her after all those games when we watch her and stuff, so it's kind of fun.
Do you guys have a favorite color commentator or analyst that you like to listen to on TV?
I don't know about a favorite.
Yeah, no
All the
favorite.
Big Ten ones on Big Ten Network are really cool, and that they're always around a lot.
Yeah.
I think they do a really, really good job of representing our league and getting, publicity out there of every single team. I think the Big Ten does a really good job of showing what each team has to showcase, putting them on the network all the time. And we're lucky we have the network. Not every conference doesn't have that, so. I think that's awesome, but yeah, I think they've done a tremendous job, and obviously we get to play on Fox this year, which is huge. Women's basketball, Big Ten women's basketball has never been on Fox before, and we get to be the first game ever on Fox, which is pretty crazy too.
All right, guys, thank you.
Thanks.